What's up, YouTube? Drew Manchu here in the Nerd Cave, checking out some things. Thought I'd do a face-to-face video. Haven't done one in a while. You guys might notice that I'm quite beardless at the moment. That will be coming back shortly, so hopefully these face-to-face videos can also shorten my beard growth as well as my comic hauls. Was just at the flea market yesterday, picked up some really nice books on the cheap. Really happy about that. Also going to share some of my thoughts on the new books that came out this week. Let's go ahead and jump into it. First things first, one of the shops at the flea market, Gamers Paradise, carries a whole bunch of different books, and I got a stack of Avengers on the cheap. Most of this is the Jeff Johns run, so we have 64 $4.97 with the Falcon on the cover there. Got that for $1. $65. Really nice artwork on the cover there. That was $1. $66. Red Zone Part 2. Another $1 there. I have 67 in my collection, so the next one I picked up was 68. It's freaking gorgeous. She-Hulk on the cover there. I ended up dropping $5 on this issue right here. It's freaking gorgeous. Look at that yellow jacket and the Wasp shooting craps in Vegas. Giant ass dice. That's freaking beautiful. Issue 76 was $1 as well. And it says only 50 cents, but I picked this up for $1. Another hole in the run there. Not the Jeff Johns. This is where Chuck Austin took over. Not quite as good, but had to pick it up, fill out those runs. DC fans, don't feel left down. I also picked up some really great Bat books as well. I got Batman Detective Comics 841. It's a fantastic Dustin Nigent cover here. Good stuff. $8.42. And $8.43 with all the ventriloquist dummies on the front here. That's some good stuff. Really dig that cover. Absolutely gorgeous. Grab Batman 673. Filling a hole in the run. $6.82 as well. This fabulous Alex Ross cover art. Fantastic. I also picked up a whole lot of new books this week. Did a couple of reviews for you guys. Got my Steve Rogers Captain America review up on the channel, so check that out. But after the Steve Rogers Captain America, you definitely want to check out Civil War II, The Oath. Nick Spencer was doing the best job telling a compelling story during the Civil War II tie-ins with Captain America Steve Rogers. And Civil War II ended really, really flat for me. Really didn't like that nothing was really set up going forward. The Oath changes all of that. Everything moving forward is focused on a secret empire, and if you're not reading Nick Spencer's Captain America, definitely pick that up, because that's where the Marvel Universe is going. Lots of homages to the end of the first Civil War. But I think that this really did a really nice job of showing us where Captain America is at, where his headspace is, and actually painting both Tony and Captain Marvel as, you know, flawed characters, so you can see the other's point of view. I think reading through Civil War II, I was only on Tony's side. No sympathy at all for Captain Marvel, but this really lets you see that maybe Tony wasn't as sympathetic as I thought he was. So pick up Civil War II: The Oath. It has Civil War II on it. A lot of people won't be picking it up because of that, but trust me when I say that this is basically the zero issue for Secret Empire, and if you like Captain America, you're definitely going to jump on that one. So pick this one up. Anybody who's into Garth Ennis should be picking up Six Pack and Dog Welder. Issue number 6 just came out. This is a 6-issue story arc. This is over. It is super weird, it is super out there, and it's way fucked up. So if you're into that kind of thing, give it a read. I really enjoyed it. I did like All-Star Section 8 that came out last year. A little bit better, but this has a really great ending and a lot of John Constantine. So if you like John Constantine at his most non sequitur, this is a book to pick up. Reborn, issue number 4, picked up 2 covers. The story so far is satisfactory, a little bit of cheese, but that's to be expected with Mark Millar's work. The selling point of this book is definitely the Greg Capullo art, which is astoundingly gorgeous, so I would suggest checking that out as well. Detective Comics 949, I did enjoy this. I like Colony Prime as a villain. I like the focus being on Batwoman. I do think that this is going to roll over more into the Batwoman solo series, which is starting soon. And I don't know if I'll be on board for that, but I will definitely pick up the number 1 issue and give it a read. Teen Titans. Teen Titans. Teen Titans. Damian Wayne is awesome. I'll buy any book he's in. I can't wait for Super Sons, but this Teen Titans book is on point. You got New 52 Wally West on the team. You got Beast Boy, Starfire, Raven, and Damian freaking Wayne. He's going back to Ra's al Ghul. There's going to be a battle. Check this thing out. Action Comics 972. This wraps up the Men of Steel storyline. The pre-Flashpoint Superman, who is Superman at this point, teaming up with the New 52 Lex Luthor, and them finding common ground. This issue is narrated by Lex Luthor, so it gives us a really nice take on what's going on, and I really enjoyed it. Definitely going to be picking this up, continuing. It's kind of a twofer. Got Inhumans vs. X-Men number 3, and Extraordinary X-Men number 18 here. This is how tie-ins should be done, and Marvel is doing a great job with this. In this book, the Inhumans are pitted against Old Man Logan and Forge, and in this book, it's all about what Old Man Logan and Forge's mission is heading into that battle. So I would say you can read them interchangeably. One doesn't have to come before the other, but they definitely support each other, and I really like the fact that the tie-ins are more tied in than they were in the Civil War issues. Speaking of tie-ins, if you want some light, fun action and you're enjoying the Monsters Unleashed, the tie-ins are more of the same. This is Spider-Man Deadpool. Definitely got the Spider-Man Deadpool feeling to it. Avengers right here basically recaps their version of events in the Monsters Unleashed comic. So really good stuff. Nice action here. Some quippy dialogue. Lots of quippy dialogue in this book here. So if that's your thing, go ahead and pick them up. Hulk number 2, I'm not sure where this is going. The art isn't really my thing, and the story is kind of slowly developing. I'm going to give it the first four or five issues, the first story arc, and see where it goes. Infamous Iron Man, Doom is Iron Man. It's awesome. That's all I can really say about it. Kind of a slow burn. This is issue number 4, and I always forget that this book is coming out, but every time I read it, I really enjoy it. Doom's mother is a spirit infecting the Thing at the moment, and I don't know where it's going, but I'm along for the ride. You guys know I love myself some Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Here she is teaming up with Riri Williams, the brand new Ironheart. And this book has some really nice ideas in it. Fun, light-hearted, good stuff. And ends with Devil Dinosaur and Lunella being on the doorstep of Doctor Strange. So we're going to get a Doctor Strange crossover in the next issue. Can't wait for that. Speaking of Doctor Strange, Dormammu is back, and he's being drawn by Chris Bachalo. So if that is your thing, go ahead and pick this book up. And if that is not your thing, reevaluate what your thing is, because Chris Bachalo's art in Doctor Strange has been phenomenal so far. This is kind of a palate cleanser before the next art comes out. So I would say this is definitely a good issue to start on. Deadpool number 25. There are two types of people in this world, Deadpool fans and people who can't stand Deadpool. I happen to be a Deadpool fan. Really enjoyed what they did with this arc here, kind of going back and forth between the current storyline and the 2099 future, where Deadpool and his two daughters are fighting over the fate of Shikla and where she happens to be in the future. This was surprisingly heartwarming at the end, and I really did enjoy this issue. Nice, thick, oversized issue here. $5.99 price tag, so there is that to worry about. Star Wars 27, did enjoy this book. I have been enjoying this current arc that's focusing on Yoda through a story read by Luke in Obi-Wan's journal. Good stuff, and excited to see where this ends up. I think it's only going to be a 3-issue arc, so we got one more to go. But it's Star Wars, and it's on point. Animosity: The Rise, number 1, written by Marguerite Bennett, but the art is not De La Torre, it's Juan Doe. I did not enjoy this as much as I hoped I would, but Animosity for me has kind of been up and down. This is definitely not as good as the main story. Thanos number 3, Thanos versus the Shi'ar Guard. What more can I say? This book is action-packed and freaking beautiful. Absolutely brutal. Loving Thanos so far. Been picking up these Cho variants for IVX. These stylized movie poster style covers. Really liking that stuff. The new Daredevil event's about to start, and this is Bullseye versus Daredevil. Really nice story about Daredevil assessing who he is and what he's done. The entire story takes place in the time it takes for Bullseye's bullet to leave his gun and get to Daredevil. So it's a really nice concept. Charles Soule is writing this. Been enjoying his work so far on IVX. Like the curse words that just came out. I really like his take on Daredevil, so definitely worth picking up. And the new arc is going to start a nice big crossover with the street level heroes, so be sure to check that out. Also picked up Totally Awesome Hulk. Haven't read this book yet. Kind of on the back burner for me, but I dig this cover. You got that Kamala Khan silk, Amadeus Cho on there, as well as Shang-Chi as well. I haven't seen Shang-Chi in quite a while, so we'll see what he's up to in this book when I crack it open and give it a read. Now, the worst thing that happened to me this week is I read Saga and I got super depressed. Saga chapter number 42 is the last chapter in the arc. They are going to be taking a break, so it's going to be a little while before we get more Saga. If you're not reading Saga, I don't know what to tell you. You're living life all wrong. So pick up a couple of trades of Saga, get caught up, and get on with these new books. This book gets you attached to characters really quickly, and then finds a way to break your heart. And that's exactly what happens in this issue. If you like a good cry, go ahead and read Saga, and then hate your life. You guys know I'm all about action figures and my action figure reviews, so I got some more of those coming up for you. A few things that I picked up at the store recently. Caught this Marvel Legends 2-pack on clearance. Sweet War Machine and the stealth version Iron Man, so I will be cracking this open and doing a review sometime in the coming weeks. And I snagged this big bastard on Christmas and haven't had a chance to film a review yet or crack it open. Really like the Grail figure in there, and this Darkseid is freaking enormous. So look forward for a review of him coming very shortly. last but not least, I'd like to tell you guys that this face-to-face video has been inspired by a lot of you in the community. Number one being OMG Chris. OMG Chris does a great job showing me on a regular basis some great new content for me to check out. Lots of channels that I've seen through him that I've become really ingrained in. I'm really loving Plastic Addict and everything he's doing over there with the Syndicate. I love Pop Comics. JoJo is a breath of fresh air every time she opens a new subscription box. Lots of guys out there that are doing their thing, and I would like to give you guys some shout outs back as well. I haven't done a lot of these face-to-face videos lately just because I feel like my content is streamlined and easy to absorb in 3 to 5 minute bites, and seeing my face isn't normally an important part of that process. But I would like to get to know some of you guys better and be a bigger part of this community. Loving what the community is doing here, and I'm gearing up for my 100 subscriber giveaway as I'm hovering around 90 subs right now, and looking forward to being a bigger part of the community in the future. Guys, hit me up in the comments down below. I read every single comment. I like to respond. I like to start conversations on other people's comment threads. It's a really nice part of this community, and I really enjoy it. So be sure to check out my videos and keep an eye out for that 100 sub contest coming up shortly.